I should really, I don't know, take a shower or something. Where did I leave my website up? Okay. Let's see here. So Lindsey is my photographer friend. Actually, she's the one who taught me a lot. She let me just pepper her nonstop with questions. And so the way you kind of learn in homeschooling is you master a subject, you don't learn a subject. So for example, when learning math, and you're learning something that's involved, right? You won't just stare at that. You'll make sure you understand every single part of the process, or you don't move on, which is great. So when things are shorter, you move on to the next one, easier. If things are more complicated, you wait. And what makes public school hard is you don't want to look like an idiot in front of your peers. And your peers can also be really antagonistic. But unless your mom is antagonistic or your dad, whoever's in charge of education, you can just learn and learn and learn and learn. And now with the internet, you can just look up a lot of answers and how to do things. So, God bless Lindsey for putting up with my incessant questions. Like, is it important to have a fancy camera? There's a lot of stuff I can do in Photoshop. Is it important to, how should things be framed? What do you look for? How do you decide? I can't remember all the questions I've asked because, I've learned like 5,000 things since I started. And in case you don't know, doing art is just learning one or two things every single time you do it. People ask how I got so, good at art so quickly, because I think it was only like a year and a half before I went from like ugly sketches where the model would run away crying to beautiful paintings that would sell for hundreds of dollars. And I tell them, art is just learning to do 50 things. And once you've done these 50 things, it's really easy. And here's a couple good examples. In nature, there's no straight lines, right? So like my arm curves. Even when you come down here, it's not like a straight line. It kind of like, it's, there's the muscle and the fat, and it kind of comes and curves, and same over here. And so those are things to remember when you're drawing or painting. You want to watch where the light reflects, like the light's reflecting here and here because it's behind me. And then the front of my body is mainly shadow because all the lights are back here and nothing's up here except for the monitor. And so you just start to learn all of that. And she was just very patient, and we would talk, and I don't know, she's one of my best friends. It was funny, in a non-romantic sense, we're hanging out one day, and I said to her, I just want to let you know I love you. And she says, that's a little awkward. I don't know how I feel about that. And I said, I'm sorry. My best friend died a couple of years ago, and I don't care. Life's too short. Like, I have to tell the people in my life that I love them. I'm not trying to hit on you. I'm not trying to be romantic. We're not really each other's type anyway. Oh, excuse me. And then she responded like, yeah, I think I understand. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So whenever we get off the phone, I'm just like, hey, I love you, kid. And she'll say, I love you too. Yeah. Anyways, 25 cents to operate. So this was an early photo shoot too. This one was, super early. we planned to do something kind of big, and I think just everything fell apart. Like the model couldn't make it, and we were trying to figure out where to shoot, and we were just kind of having lazy days because at the time I was working 35-40 hours a week, and I was going to school almost full time. I tended to take 3 classes a semester because it was just mentally and emotionally easier. 4 classes a semester and you're just always have your nose buried in work. But at 3 classes, I could still, I don't know how, I still managed to have time for a girlfriend and a little bit of a life. But yeah, so 25 cents to operate. So we went to this laundromat across the street from where she lived and just had some fun. So here she is standing. She was really good at choosing photos. Really, really good. I wasn't as good, but she helped. She was like, oh, I'll just open these and I'll stand here and I'll put my hands in them. And I switched everything to black and white because it made it more interesting. Like the photos were okay in color, but it was just, no. Like the colors weren't doing much to improve it. So I just swapped it to black and white and gave it much more great legs. I like the checkered pattern of her dress, and this is actually a red coat she's wearing, and her eyes. She has this really cool, just a little bit of a lisp where, I don't know if you remember it's the beaver in Lady and the Tramp that whistles. That whistles when he talks, you know, hey, it works well, and she'll do that when she talks, and she's a little embarrassed by it, but I absolutely love it. It gives her this like comical, not like funny haha, but funny endearing personality accent. Anyways, I don't know if those are washers or dryers behind her. Just kind of look kind of cool. But yeah, I think she's in San Antonio now. I need to go down there.